So if you haven't heard already, TDX PvP will be released tomorrow. I've been super stoked for this update as I've always enjoyed PvP, especially in the old TDS. And a lot of people have been pretty worried if it will turn out like TDS, but I assure you it will 100% succeed. So let me show you why. If you have ever heard of classic tower battles, this game in my opinion has the best PvP in all of Roblox tower defense. I don't really like tower battles PvP, like don't get me wrong, it's one of the best PvPs out there, but I wasn't really a big fan of its slow pace. And so Kia suggested I try classic tower battles, and while I was hesitant at first, I surprisingly really came to enjoy it. It takes the Bloons TD ecosystem of sending enemies their cash and actually makes it work super well for the game. It's basically a faster paced tower battles, if that's how you could describe it. Unlike TDS, where AoE towers like Shotgunner or Paintballer were required to defend eco spam, in CTB, single target towers like Knifer, Soldier, and Mercenary are so good, like they can clear out most sends by themselves. And they can counter boss 2 rushes and other rushes super easily as long as you manage to keep up with your opponent's eco. What makes Classic TB and Bloons TD PvP so good is that it's kind of like a MOBA where resource management is super key for the macro game. And CTB understands this really well, as it requires players to balance the game between sending, defending, and investing in farms for the mid to late game. Just like tower battles PvP, the opponent who can usually invest the least in their defense while greeting farms and eco early on, like super hard, they usually win in the long run. And this means, of course, they have more control of the game, have more options, and they're able to comfortably send rushes with that extra margin in their eco. So how does this relate to TowerDefenseX's PvP? Well, I think TDX has the potential to copy classic tower battles macro game on an even higher scale if it's done right. Not only are you worried about sending, defending, and investing in eco, but you also have to worry about resistances in tower HP, which makes sending and loadout building just that much more diverse. So, I don't know, for example, you can send like stealth Titan chargers to counter spawner setups, and once they've cleared the board, you can send another rush like Artemis or Captain Slime to overwhelm them. With so many things to keep track of, I feel it will create a really engaging back and forth experience until eventually, you know, one person slips up. Of course, there's always going to be a meta, but the best TD games, I feel, always find a way to make at least all strategies and, you know, all towers viable and fun. In CTB, for example, Knifer is like insanely OP, but it doesn't stop towers like Patrol from at least, you know, still being a good boss 2 counter. I'm confident that with the new balancers and with the new testers, some of them even playing CTB as well, TDX PvP will be a massive success. One of my homies suggested that they could even make towers cheaper in PvP mode, like how they did for Combat Drone in Ultra. I think this could work super well, and it would probably be less confusing than the separate tower stats that TDS did. Not only is the macro game super interesting, but like also the micro, man. Like TDX's base gameplay relies on fast-paced micro, so I feel this will just make PvP even that much more engaging and responsive. Overall, I'm pretty psyched for PvP, and I'm confident it will work out. The new balancers have been doing such a great job, and you know, having a few familiar faces in the testing scene is definitely reassuring. John loves PvP as much as we do, so I know the update will go smoothly. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below, and as always, savor the cheese, consume the bread, and be one with the bamboo. I will catch you later. Bye bye!